Hi, my name's Elizabeth Orr. I'm an artist and filmmaker. I'm based in Brooklyn, New York. I've been here since January 13th and I'm leaving tomorrow, April 7th.
Hi, I'm Sean Fader. I am a performance, photo, video, and internet-based artist. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I've been here since January 13th, I believe, and I sadly leave in 2 days on April 8th.
I do installation, performance, and I'm a video artist. So most recently I've been focusing on my first large-scale movie, which is going to be around an hour long. It's an American epic. It's a near future science fiction. It takes place in the fall of 2016. And basically it's about a park ranger, a female park ranger at the Mount Rushmore Memorial who's receiving emails from the Democrats and Republicans leading up to the presidential election. And the emails, which are in e-blast form, sort of appear on a transparent interface in and around her line of vision. So she can tap and scroll through it. Yeah, so I'm using animation and live action, and I also shot a lot on green screens, and I'm really excited to be working on a single channel piece that is going to be able to travel. I'm really excited about how making a movie, you can also have a huge reach if you make it a single channel piece, and that's what I'm really excited about. So I'm also looking at different places to show the movie around the country. During the presidential election. So I shot in October 2015 and it'll premiere in October 2016, right before the November election.
Presently, I've been thinking a lot about the way that celebrity culture, specifically in digital spaces and in the internet, like on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, is cultivated. Looking at the site of the profile picture as the places where new identities are declared or forged, and looking at how we understand photographs in that specific space. I'm also looking at things like graffiti culture and the way that art backdrops or art selfies are created and how those go viral. The fern wings behind me are a piece that's designed as a backdrop for a #ArtSelfie.
I'm a woman who texts other women.
I really have felt this has been a really transformative experience for self-reflection and also allowing editing to exist not in a time crunch, but sort of parsing it out a little bit more and having a studio practice around video editing. I've really come up with a lot of different ideas while I've been here, and I think approached it in a different way after sort of expanding the time instead of just renting a post-production facility or doing, constraining the editing process.
I came here and I said to myself, I think I need to get messy again, right? And being here for this time has allowed me to get messy and think through a lot of things that I haven't had time to think through.
Yeah.
I'm being a very project-based artist, and one of the things that I've been working on is a piece in which I've photographed myself in 480 different emotional states, I would say, different facial expressions, and put them into Google Drive, and then I'm hiring freelancers from around the world to make me profile pictures using those images. So they don't have any idea who I am or what I want to be in the world. They're just completely fabricating this. The work for me right now, I'm really interested in the side of the profile picture in terms of it being a space where we both declare our identities and forge new ones. And using the democratization of the photograph and the making of a photograph as a sort of revolt against a very heteronormative lens that's been placed on all of us. Because the history of photography is one of the male gaze and has been mostly made by heterosexual, white, cisgendered men. So thinking about what the photograph can be if we turn the tables on that and how we can use the profile picture as a site of revolt. I become a straight white man in most of the photographs, which I find really fascinating. So there's nothing in the work that is me other than my face or my image.
People, when they come to my studio and I have the storyboards up, are like, is that you? Like, wow, you're in this piece. And this woman is a 6 foot tall redhead, and they think it's me. So it's sort of like this interesting like transference of identity. But I also think that it's about people having like a limited experience of seeing a gay woman presented in a movie. So I'm not like, I don't explicitly say it's a gay movie. I'm just, it's assuming like any piece of mass media, you sort of, whether you realize it or not, are assuming it's a piece of straight media. It's exciting for me to make a movie that is assuming it's homosexuality.
I've been thinking a lot about the ways in which we, 10 years ago, how we looked forward and we're like, oh, virtual life is going to be this really specific way. And it's here, but it looks different, right? In the same way that you're talking about the near future-ness of Anne Ranger's experience. I think a lot about the way in which we are really interacting virtually and the way in which we really are projecting these virtual selves onto people in IRL.
Although like we all understand alienation from technology, I think as a queer person, I mean, when I was a teenager, the internet was just sort of happening in a real way. But I see like younger generation of queer people and their access to information, to stories, to photographs, to people.
Histories.
It's just for histories, exactly. It's like, it's like incomparable to like how we grew up. I do like also completely celebrate technology.
Yeah.
I think you do too.
Technology, for those who feel alienated, is a really important thing.
I think what's like very specific about Mount Rush in relationship to technology is also like, and finding companionship with other people, but also just like this idea that the algorithmic quality of the emails and like the e-blasts from the Democrats and Republicans. So it has a whole other political agenda that's sort of like inserted over it, which is like more like the dark side of sort of like technology and the internet and things like this, which is about sort of like engineering, like
and what
and
happens?
Capitalism.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. What happens when big business fully is able to harness the power of big data and use it against us? And so the ways in which that works, I think, is a bit scary, but the ways in which we could also use it to learn about ourselves is amazing. So I think it's making sure that we keep technology in that way out of the hands of people who do not have anyone's best interest in mind, except
And have
for their bottom
criticality
dollar.
around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.